Welcome to Module 3, Maintaining and Querying a Database. In this module, you will learn how to maintain your database by updating records and how to retrieve specific information using queries. You'll create select queries to filter, sort, and find exactly the data you need. By the end of this module, you'll be able to build queries that answer real business questions. So let's get started. The document that you see that I have open are your instructions that come, excuse me, from your case 1, module 3 item. And the scenario for this work case is Taylor needs to update student records and create queries to analyze tutoring data. She asks you to help maintain the database by editing records, deleting outdated information, and creating queries to find specific information about students and contracts. So the first thing that we need to do is go and download our database and update its name. So we're going to go to our data files. And if you notice here, please remember the sections here that kind of give you the information. You have your data file needed, which is going to be in our Module 3 Case 1 folder, where you need to save it to, and which you will save it as. So I'll minimize this screen here. And my File Explorer. It's been challenging to keep up with all my folders, so as a way of having a quick reference, I just kept most of my folders open so that I can know where everything is. So my data files in module 1 through 12, I'm going to open module 3, case 1, and this is the database. Notice that when I created the database, it put that lock on it, and that's there to make sure that we don't make any mistakes by duplicating records. Here. Message. So we've opened the database, so we've completed task 1. Make my instructions larger. We enable the content. So the next thing we need to do before we move on to task 2 is save the database. So we're going to update the name. So we're going to do a file and save as. Save database as, and you have it your Access database, and then save as. Ensure you know the location that you save to. I'm going to hopefully find mine in recents. Here we're doing an open and save database. So we want to make sure we know where we saved it to, and we want to ensure that we have updated the name of the database according to the instructions. In this case, it's npac underscore 3 underscore tech tutors. And you select save. The next task or step that it wants us to do is to edit records in the student table. So we're going to edit records in the student table. Notice we have a security warning that's standard in Access. I'll say enable content to ensure it's working correctly, and open the student table. Again, remember as we move on from module to module that the data entry key stuff, I won't be typing in everything, but I will make sure to show you so you can verify against your final databases if you're working along with the practice that you have the correct solutions and know where to go and how to approach your SAM assignments. Okay, so in task 2, we are finding the record PAS 2020. So I'm going to search here, and I'm going to, in this case, 20. So it already located it. Once I located it, It says make sure it's highlighted. Also, when you do a find, in this case, remember I always stated that the directions will kind of give you hints. So in this case, we're doing the find item to look for that student ID. So we're going to select find. I'm going to delete that PAS because it's already there. So when you select find, the dialog box will open. That's where you can also type the PAS, in this case 2020. We are still at that same location. So again, multiple ways to get to the same result. They want us to click in the address field. So we have an address field here. And type 420 Jefferson. It says to triple click, but that means we're just replacing the whole thing. So we're going to type in 420 Jefferson Ave. Oops. Your new address is entered. We're going to press the tab key. Pressed it in the wrong document. We're going to press the tab key to commit that field. Okay, go back up to the top. And we're going to update the zip code to 30314. Press tab to commit. That record has been updated. The next item wants you, and it's just a continuation of task 2, to navigate to the first record. So you're going to replace your name. So here, the navigation, we're currently sitting on record 15 of 20. So if we use our navigation, we can navigate back to the first record where we have our 1 of 20. So once we get there, click the first name in the cell for AND 2010. That would be Jill. Type your actual first name. Press tab. Press and type your actual last name. So this is making updates to records and also knowing and understanding how to navigate records. So if I press tab to commit it, I did it in the wrong screen again, sorry. Task 3 wants you to delete a record with related data. So here we're going to find record. We're going to select find. What are we looking for? We are looking for RAM 2025. Sorry. Once you type in RAM 2025, select find next. Once you do a find next and locate the information, so once you do a find here, it's locating it inside of the table. It says click on the plus sign. Click on the record selector, the gray box of the contract record. And then click the minus sign. Here, once you've clicked on the plus symbol, they want you to click on the record selector. In this case, our record selector is going to be our gray box at the left of RAM 2025. going to click there. And once it's there, we want to delete this record. So we're going to select delete. It's going to give you a verification message. The answer to that is yes. And once we delete the contract ID, we are also going to click and delete record to ensure that the RAM 2025 record has been deleted. Once it has been deleted and you've confirmed your deletion, go ahead and close the student table. We're going to break here, and the next task we'll begin with is create private sessions query. So we'll be creating queries when we start the next Module 3 item. Thank you.